Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss about how we can create an arrays using different functions. So we all know that the very first way to create an array using np.array, which basically helps you in converting your Python list or a tuple into a numpy array. So very first thing, let me just import numpy as np, and then let me create an array. Array is equal to, I'll just call np dot, I'm using function array, and then I'm gonna pass list of values like this. So what it will do, it will create an array for us. So this is how we create a zero-dimensional array, one-dimensional array, a three-dimensional, two-dimensional, and so on, which we have discussed in arrays concepts, right? So now it's a time to explore what different types of arrays we can create it. Okay, next function is basically the zeros. np.zeros helps you in creating an array which is filled with the zeros. If you are from a mathematical background, you might be knowing a matrix which is filled with the zeros. We call it like a zero matrix. So what if you want to generate a zero matrix which includes only 0, 0 within a matrix of different orders? Okay, that's where np.zero plays a very important role. Very simple, just call mp.zeros and you can just pass the shape. Let's say, for example, you want 2 cross 2 matrix. You can just say like 2 cross 2. If you want 2 cross 3, you can change the shape. So this is how np.zero is basically helpful in creating a zero matrix. So similarly, we have a concept called as, ones. Ones in the sense you all might be knowing about the matrix which includes all values as a ones. We call it like a unit matrix. What if your matrix has all numbers as a one? We call it like a unit matrix. In order to generate such array which is filled with ones, we just use np dot ones. Okay, and you just need to tell the shape. Let's say if I say 2 comma 2, you get 2 cross 2 unit matrix. You can also change the order. What if you want 3 cross 3, just change 3 comma 3. So you're gonna get 3 cross 3. Since zero matrix, unit matrix are all, matrices, so we are passing the shape using bracket. That should be two brackets because it's two-dimensional. Great. So next important thing, what if you want to generate what if you want to generate an array with a certain range of elements? Let's say I want first 50 numbers, first 100 numbers, or multiples of 5. So in that case, arrange plays a very important role. Simple. Let's say np dot arrange of, let's say I want to generate a 5 numbers starting from 0. So just give np dot arrange of 5. So what it is doing, it is generating first 5 numbers starting from 0. Starting from 0. So what if my question is, I want to generate an array with numbers 1 to 10, then should be included. So simple. In that case, you just need to call np.arrange of singular np.arrange of. I'll just say starting value 1, I want it till 10, but you have to give 11 because in a arrange, the end value is not included. So make sure always give an extra value than what you are expecting because end value not included. Okay, this is how it generates. Always remember, arrange function is used to generate numbers, used to generate an array with one dimensional. You cannot create higher dimensional. If you want a higher dimensional, you have to use a reshape. Okay, next one. What if you want to create an array with even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? In that case, it's pretty much similar to your range function itself. np dot range. I want from 2. I want it till 11, and you can give a step 2. See, you got a multiples of 2. Start value, end value, and also the step. So similarly, what if you want to generate our negative numbers, let's say minus 5, or let's say you want to generate numbers like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So how do you do it? So again, simple, np dot, you can just use arrange of, you want values from 5 till 0, and you have to give step negative because you are reading values in opposite direction. Always remember, when you read values in opposite direction, reverse way, then you just need to use arrange function. Sorry, you have to use a step minus 1. Okay, so this is all about an arrange. So it generates only one dimensional array. If you want higher dimensional array, then you have to make use of a ratio, which I'll discuss in our next video. Okay, next important thing is, np dot len space. So what if you want to generate evenly spaced numbers between a specific range, evenly spaced? So I'll just use np dot len space. I'll give a range like, 1 to 5, and I'll say I want a 10 evenly spaced values. It has generated 10 values starting from 1 to 5, and they're all evenly spaced. You can take difference between any two. Actually, it's going to give you the equal spacing. You'll get the same difference on subtracting any two continuous numbers. That's so interesting related to a lens space. The next important thing, what if you want to create an identity matrix? You might have seen identity matrix in your math classes probably. It might have been looked something like this. It's a matrix which includes ones on diagonal elements. Super important in a matrix. We call it like identity matrix. Diagonals are one, rest are zero, right? So we call them like a I matrix. So in this case, in order to generate such identity matrix, we just use np dot I of 3. So it's going to give us 3 cross 3 matrix. So similarly, if you want a 4 cross 4 matrix, you can just say like np dot I of, it should be 4. So NP dot ones, NP dot zeros, NP dot I, they're all generating matrices, 2D arrays, but NP dot arrange will generate a 1D array, and also linspace generate a 1D array. Okay. And then what if you want to generate an array of random numbers, that is normally distributed numbers? So in that case, you have a different option. One, you can use a random. So let's say, for example, NP dot random dot, if you just see rand, and if you specify, a number, let's see, I'll just give 1 to 2. So what it will do, it will generate a random numbers. It will generate a random numbers between 0 to 1. So I'll just give it like 5. It's going to generate a 5 random numbers between um 0 to 1. It's like uniform distribution kind of thing. It is generating, give anything. Let's say if I give 10, it will generate 10 values which are between 0 to 1. So same way, like what if you want to generate a normally distributed values? In that case, you can actually use a rand n. It generates a normally distributed values. Normal distribution range is always, -3 to +3. That's a standard deviation range. It always gives you positive and negative values. Okay. And one more, what if you want to create an array with random integers? In that case, you can just use a concept called as np.random.rand end of. You just need to tell, let's say between 1 to 100, you need a 5 random integers. Sorry, spelling wrong. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not a random number, it should be just random here. So I want 5 numbers between 1 to 100, so it is giving me 5 random numbers. Every time I run the code, it's going to change, it's going to give us a random numbers. So this concept is useful whenever you want to generate an array with some random numbers. Let's say I'll say 1 to 1000. You want some 50 numbers, 50 random numbers. See, it is generating 50 random numbers. So being a human, if you want some 50 random numbers to test or something in a machine learning, to test or for hyperparameter tuning, and all these functions are helpful in order to generate array with some numbers, which does automatically, and it will perform the calculation instead of we being calculating, we being creating everything. Okay, so this is all about array functions that we're gonna use in order to create an arrays. So in the next video, let's discuss about array manipulation functions like reshape, flatten, transpose, sort, stack, lot many things, concatenate, split, etc. in the next video. Thank you. Happy learning.